Hey guys, it's your boy Mike Taylor, aka Battleship Cobra. I should probably stop saying it's your boy. So I've worked from home for a long time, and it has pros and cons. Personally, I think it's one of the greatest blessings in my life. I've worked hard for it. I take my job extremely seriously, and don't forget to check out my video. I'll link it in a card, and I'll probably put it in the description below. About my experiences with it and my tips for working from home, and I'd like your feedback too. Some of you probably work from home too, so it'd be awesome to talk about that and get some feedback. So check out my tips for working from home video. Today we're going to be going on to doing maps and containers for Crystal Dashboard Design. So we're continuing on with our dashboarding series. So we've done GoMeds, we've done the decision speed framework, we've talked about the performance manager, we've talked about how to set your goals, metrics, and dimensions, why you should be doing dashboarding, etc. So go back, check out my other videos for all of that information. If you missed that, it's great content for that. And this is just a deep dive into more of the components of Crystal Dashboard Design. Also, just before we start the screen capture part of our story today, I just want to say, if you want to support me and you like any of my videos, please like, share, and subscribe, and check out supportme.battleshipcobra.com. There's a lot of free ways in there. There's some ways you could just buy me a coffee, etc. Really super easy. So I really appreciate it, guys. Let's get started with the screen capture. Okay, hopefully my mic does not fall from, or my camera doesn't fall from the thing. Okay, so today we're covering, as I mentioned, maps and containers. So let's jump into this. I can't say this is the most titillating section of this system, but then again, it's very extremely useful. Okay, so let's jump in here. So what you have is, so we'll start with containers. So you have a whole series of containers here. And these are, you could say, okay, well, kind of boring, but what they do is they allow you to put things in them in order to do all of your visibility kind of changes. So if you want those kind of stacked, tab controlled or different types of controls for your different charts, this is what you need to use. So you could just go here, throw it in there, and you can see that within this panel it starts to become its own little thing in there. So it's almost like a window to another area. So that's primarily what they're used for. Almost all these containers, they're just different styles. So don't forget about these themes too. I never switch these themes, but I mean, let's try to switch this to this like pirate-y theme. I mean, look at this pirate theme. So that's that. I usually use this one. Panel control, panel container 1, panel container 2, panel container 3. They all do the same thing. They effectively just have a title and then basically visibility options and horizontal scroll bars. So you could do these, you can resize them, you can make all those different things move around and do all that sorts of stuff. And you could put things in there, add scroll bars, as you can see, remove the scroll bars, you could put charts in there. Whatever. I mean, I use it to show, say, information about specific orders, so the list of orders for that day or the list of invoices for that day. You could hide or show charts or anything. And so that's that. Another container here is this tab chart, tab set. So I've shown this before, but you can do different tabs, and the different tabs just make it easy to do the visibility on these. It's kind of like a shortcut, but you can also just use buttons to show, hide or show. You can use checkboxes. You can use all sorts of different things. So yeah, you can use any of those types of controls to hide or show various panels or containers. So let's jump in here to preview it. So you can see here, these ones pretty straightforward. This just different styles. You can change the colors. KPIs. So here's one tab, two tabs. So we've already kind of talked about these various things here. Nothing's new with those. But what we wanted to talk about that's new today is the maps. So I did show this before. I don't really feel I need to do another illustration of it. But you can see you can click on the different provinces of Canada, and you can see that it switches to the different sales numbers. And in this case, there's a couple of gauges. So that's really cool. So this is this insertion interaction. So you can click on it, you can hear that clicking noise, and it's going to put the data in a row, just like I was showing you with the buttons and things. So you can use that to select things. In this case, I did kind of this heat map. So it's saying like 43% of sales, for example, were in Ontario, and you could do these heat map alerts in order to highlight the areas as you want to show them. So that's really super handy. If we look at the maps section in here, you see a lot of things. Africa by country, I mean everything. Of course, you have all your United States, California by county. You know, there's just a mind-boggling kind of, you know, everywhere in the world looks like. I mean, pretty much. I'm sure you could find somewhere that's not included, but you could do continental United States, the entire United States, Sweden, Turkey, blah, 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 blah. So depending on where you're working, oh, world by continent. So depending on what you're doing, I mean, you could do world by continent, drill down into the specific continents, and you could potentially do a really complicated drill down map. Or obviously, if you work in a specific area, you can just use that. So, you know, here it is. These are the options. Basically, you just use region keys to, you know, you can map the standard ones that they're using to your own, and then you just display specific data. I turned on data insertion here so that it's going to basically take the row and it's going to insert it somewhere else. That's why I was doing this Alberta sales. I have sound enabled because I just think it's kind of cool to add that. You have a lot of control over the appearance. And then I just use the alerts here to highlight it in different shades of green. So that's about it. I mean, I just did this way. You can, you know, it's just a great overview way so you can see how you're doing in each of the different regions that you're working in. And yeah, that's about it. So go ahead and use your maps, select your maps there. It's very straightforward and consistent with all the other types. What did I put in there? And so again, you'll see general, just use your region keys. So I just match the region keys here. So this is what they want, and this is what you're putting in there. And then you put the display data in the same rows there. So you're going to see percentage, sales, customer, goal, etc. So, oh, this should be really sharp. I need to shave. Such good light. The best light in my office here is like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Actually, well, it's about 4 o'clock, so I guess light's being lighter now. Oh, look at that. BJ Penn, Hawaii. BJ Penn, Ruka. This is actually an old t-shirt. So I was a little shorter today, but I covered our containers and our maps. So basically containers, you can just put things in. It's just like a container. It's, you know, you can put charts in there, different elements inside, and then you can use that as a panel, like a button panel or an option panel. That'd be cool. Or you can actually put charts and things in there and overlay things, and you can use buttons to control the visibility. So if you look in the option of the panel, there's a visibility section. So you can basically just, you're matching the keys when the value, say, says hide, and then the key says hide, then it's going to show. If you use a button, you can just use data insertion to switch the various values. And then when you use that, then basically if the key and the value don't match, then it'll not show it. So that's how that works. So you basically do the buttons, and then the buttons control the visibility, and then you can put whatever you want in there, your KPIs and different things, and you can show that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you want to support me, go to supportme.battleshipcobra.com. Check out my other dashboarding videos. There's a lot of other stuff, a lot of detailed stuff about the decision speed framework, why you should do dashboarding, how to set things up, and kind of my philosophy around them. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Keep on rocking in the free world. I'm out.